Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading for Virgo. It is a reading for the person most on your mind. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe when the deck splits. We have the Four of Wands, oh my, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Okay. Four of Wands is that graduation, that celebration. See, we have the harvest, and we have the harvest here. Pears and apples, cider. It's a party, it's a wedding, it's a celebration, like we know. It's also an elevation. Queen of Wands, Four of Wands brings in the Five of Wands. That deliberation, that wanting to be in control, that wanting to be independent with the Knight of Wands. Wanting to go on your own, ready for that graduation, ready to go forward, go to a higher level of commitment in some cases. But because of the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands, we seem to want to be on our own. We don't want to have that connection of a long-term relationship. Seems to be a burden, seems to be confusing, seems to be marriage is not on the table. For some, it is a contract of contracts. It is that elevation, that independence, that innovation, to take that step and go off onto an adventure. Virgo, are you wanting to be single? You're feeling burdened and confused by relationships. Could be that it is the person most on your mind that is feeling that way. I thank you, Virgo, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. As you see, I'm using the Greenwich Tarot for this spread. It is our 9-card spread that I normally use for the person most on your mind. And we have the Lover's Oracle. It is, again, author is unknown, but for the thoughts of person most on your mind. And then I brought in the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid for the energy between you. Now, I've put a twist on that because what I did was I split the deck and flipped it upside down. So some cards are reversed and some are right side up. And because of that, I take 2 cards, one for you, one for the person most on your mind. Here we see the Seven of Pentacles with the Earth Mother or the Empress. And we have patience and we have time going by. So fruition may come within 3 months. Decisions made or manifestations made or efforts that you may have put out into the world will come in within the next 3 months. And that's 3 months of when you get this read. So take that as it resonates. All right, so we'll just do one more shuffle and cut. Cards are selected randomly to build this spread, starting with the situation between you and the person most on your mind. This is how you deal with it, and this is how they do. I'm going to make sure they're lined up. Okay. This is Spirit's advice. This is how you take Spirit's advice. This is how they do. I feel like it's a little close to the edge. The sound of sirens. You know, that's a deck that I'd love to bring in. I think I will get it. Final outcome to this spread, this situation. It's not written in stone what I say, so you may decide not to go with Spirit's advice. This is how you deal with this, and this is how they do. We go right to the top, even though I do see the bottom of the deck. We have the Harvest, the 20. So it's coming into just desserts here, where we saw the 4 of Wands. That type of harvest as well, but that was more on an intellectual level. That is more on commitments and contracts and mingling and working with someone else. Here, this is when you achieve your goals. Two of Swords, so it's holding back. It's that deliberation, not trusting in someone, or not ready to make a decision. Again, the marriage is not on the table, the wedding, the graduation, going to a higher level of commitment. We're not decided. Virgo, we're having trouble there. It's a mental blockage, or you're waiting for the right moment. But then again, I flip the card and it seems that you're feeling trapped, not too sure about. Trust seems to be an issue. With the 2 here, it becomes 10 swords. So feeling betrayed, feeling lied to, feeling that you can't trust this relationship, the person most on your mind. You're being stubborn. You want something in a particular way. You don't want to give in. You don't want to compromise. They are in a karmic situation with you. They can't seem to get away. Their truth seems to be questionable, or they need to rethink how they deal with you. They know that you're stubborn. They know that you're steadfast. They know that change needs to happen. Maybe they're waiting for the right moment. But it is justice and honesty. Maybe they're standing in their honesty, in their justice, in their truth. Spirit is saying to be more open and giving and nurturing, rather than holding back and being stubborn. Spirit is asking on both sides to be more emotional rather than logical. It is justice here. It is the swords as well when we see the sign of Libra. Here we see the swords. So it seems that a new beginning can happen. You can start from the beginning again. Here you have a plan. You're stubborn. You're not letting go of what you want. You're taking your time, you're building, you're working, you're holding on to what you believe. You are not faltering. And you're moving slowly, steadily, but you're following your intuition here. You feel like you're being guided. You feel that you are doing the right thing. You believe that you are. The 5 of Cups. They need to overcome a loss, a feeling. They're in their emotions, they're lonely, they're regretting something. Again, justice, huh? They're going back in their childhood, or they're going back in time with this cup makes 6. They're looking back in the past as to what took place, and they're feeling that they're getting what they deserve. Maybe they are in the wrong. Maybe they feel that they deserve to be treated like that from you. but they are lonely and they are missing you. They need that sense of nurturing and caring. It seems to be 13, transformation, the Lord of Shadows. So things will change. Things will change. Your ideas, your plan. There is change that will come to your plans. 6 of Cups. See, they have the 6 Cups here. They're missing you. You as well want to have that sense of belonging. Going back. You're going back in time. You're remembering how things were. You're wanting that sense of choice and having that freedom to choose. Again, the Queen of Cups. Sorry, the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Going on that journey. Being spontaneous. Having that sense of freedom. You're remembering. You're remembering what that is like. And you want to see that change come. The 3 of Pentacles. They want to be recognized. They regret not stepping up, not being honest with you. They want to be recognized for what they have done. Again, the 20 years. It's an ending of a cycle. It's just desserts coming in. It's being rewarded. They want to see that. Here's the Hermit with a new beginning. So having that understanding and healing, that what is making them feel lonely. They want a new beginning. They want to make an offer. They want to offer something, as in a home, as in material gain, to work with you even, Virgo. They're seeing the possibility of having a home. They're feeling left out there, eh? Again, there's another 5. So they're at the threshold of overcoming. They're deliberating. They're going over in their mind how to approach, how to make an offer, what to say. And they will manifest. They will come forward. They want to. They know that they have everything in their favor to do so. And Spirit is giving them that sense of abundance, that feeling of confidence. Again, in 3 months. In 3 months from when you see this read, you will see that change. That manifestation will take form. A new beginning is at hand. Again, the transformation here, the world. Having the world, having that cycle come in, having a second chance. We saw it, the 20. Oh, it's here. I'm looking in the read. It's here. This would be the Judgment card. Coming to the end, you see? Coming just to the end. I was thinking it was a World card, but it is the Judgment card. So making that judgment call, seeing things come into fruition, knowing that we can have a second chance, that we have learned the lessons, feeling that we can overcome the loss, having that regret of not speaking up sooner maybe. Now they want to be recognized. And they're ready. The High Priest, they're ready for marriage. They want to take the relationship to a higher level. They want to step forward. They have the enthusiasm to go that extra mile. And the Knight of Wands comes back here with the 3 of Wands. So having that desire to be free and make that take that step into the future, go the distance. But then we're holding back. We're looking for that security. We're feeling that insecurity. Either on both sides, because we're not trusting. So let's take an oracle card for the energy. We take two, one for person most on your mind, and then one for you, because we want to see how they're dealing with situation. See, for the person most on your mind, the fates are on their side. They're ready. They are dealing with, let's see, Fates 17. It's knowing that they can't change certain things and accepting that. Let's see. The essential meaning is that fate, karma, acceptance, that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. And this is where they're standing in that. They're feeling justified. They're feeling that what is happening is just. They're overcoming that sense of loss. They're understanding and they want to be recognized. And being that it is in the upright position, we'll look at the relationship. Because this is their energy. Yeah? Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. And that is what they are feeling. They believe that. They see you and they still miss you. They see you for who you are, as stubborn as you may be, Virgo, and they miss you. And they want to see that. They want to see the recognition come. They want to be recognized for their effort. All right, let's see an oracle card for you. My, the yin, and they're both upright, so it's quite positive. It's quite positive. Let's see here. And the yin is that feminine connection, that emotional connection. This is where you need to break down and focus. Knowing that they want to be with you should help you. Let's see. The feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. And again, we will look at the relationship because it's in the upright. Let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be to you by allowing their actions to speak about them. You will be pleasantly surprised. Again, having that control, releasing that control, allowing things to work, letting the plan work, and remembering and being, allowing that love to come in will bring in that change. Virgo, you need only to release the control that you think you have. All right, let's see their thoughts. Let's see their thoughts, because it's quite positive. In most cases, the person most on your mind is elevating and getting ready. They're getting ready to step forward. You're both changing. Oh, this one wants to turn. Uncertain and clear, unsure. We saw that confusion card. All right, let's choose. It's a bit of confusion going on. Influences, attachments, third parties, pairs. That's where they're having that regret, maybe, because they were involved in other situations. They're thinking of family. They're thinking of having a family, parenthood, children. They want that with you. They're thinking that it's destined. They want to be recognized. Let's take one more. Spying, social network information, ways. They're really looking into they can't get enough. They want to know what's going on with you. And then let's see the last card, abandoned. They're feeling it, left out, walked away in the cold. This is it, because of maybe your attitude. They feel abandoned by you, Virgo. And they're really searching. They're spying. They're going over your social media. They want to know what you're up to. They're thinking of having a family with you. They're not sure. They're feeling the confusion between you. And they know that there are third parties. They regret that. They regret having that come between you. And this is probably what's put you into separation, if it is that you are. It's a question of reaching out, giving them that space, allowing them to come back if they try, if you want. It's really up to you. It's all free will here. And on that note, Virgo, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love and light.